Yeah, it's very interesting, and I think anyone should go and watch it. In saying that, we talk about the things that they did using data. You're still seeing, obviously, there's mass data collection being used. What do you think? Do you think there's a place for people to control Citizen JP
Well, mate, funny you should mention that because...
to control my own data? So if you want to buy some Google, you got to pay me 0.001 cent. If you want some Facebook, you got to pay me. Do you think there's a way to bring back that data where me as JP, I own all the removing of it, I own the security owner, I control who's using my data because I want them to. So for me, I'm a fan of Stance socks. So if Stance, you ever listen to that, you can send socks to me, no problems, to send at head office. But I talk about them all the time because I love their branding. I love what they do. I'm quite happy for Stance to use data about me. My foot size, what sock I like, thick. Well, it's actually I like the medium cushion.
Thanks for that. That was really important for me.
So I don't need it too high. There's Christmas. You can just lock it in now. I don't mind them using it. But if there's a brand that I don't like, Woolworths, I don't want them using my data for shit. So for me, I should be able to control who uses it. Is there ever going to be a place for that?
Yes, there is. And so, in fact, yesterday I met with a very interesting company. This is not a plug for them. I just wanted to tell you about it. It's a company called Manitou that was formed out of New York and Oregon, two gentlemen out of there. Met them for the first time yesterday. Very, very interesting piece of technology that what they're proposing to do is to deploy this platform for all the large consumer-based organisations out there that have lots of consumers that they deal with, where they suck in private personal data, like Nike,
Amazon,
like Drake's
Apple,
Food Markets,
okay.
like everybody. Yep. Everybody that deals direct with the consumer, giving them the platform to be able to say, there's all these data points that we have on you. You as our customer have the right to tell us what we can use and what we cannot use. Here's the table. You go and check the boxes and you say, you can have this, you can't have that. You can use this, you cannot have that. Or you can have this but not share it with others, etc., etc., etc. A pretty cool concept, something we've been needing for a very long time, where it finally gives that ability for the end user, the citizen on the street, to be able to say, yeah, I know you've already collected that data because maybe I was stupid enough to give it to you in the first place, but because you're a trusted provider and you give a shit about my privacy, you're giving me the ability to take back control, at least to some degree. That's a big step forward in my books.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard of something like that happening here, right in Adelaide as well. So, in fact, you should probably speak to this person from what they've done because they're definitely built.
Okay.
So
love to.
That's why we've got it as a question because I was like, really? That could, because I believe there's a place for that. How that actually happens is the part that I think only technology would know.
And how quickly those things get adopted is down to people like you and me to spread the message and to be able to get everybody to use their voice and say, this is important to me. This is important to me. To be able to have some control of how my data is used is important to me. And until we get people to understand that it should be of paramount importance to you, then we're going to lose that fight.
Because I don't think, like we got a kid here, Ollie. He likes to hide behind the camera. But Ollie's fresh out of school, wet behind the ears. Like you could say a lot of things about him. He's not. They call him meme lord at uni. Right? There's a fucking title for that, right? But in saying that, I don't know if people believe, like he said, I'm quite happy if so-and-so's got my data to use. And do you think people really understand how, do you think if the whole planet knew what happened with Cambridge Analytica, that would make them go, oh, I'm not using Facebook?
I don't know if it would get them. Did you stop using Facebook afterwards?
No, I've trimmed everything down though.
That's the point, right? It's being more selective about what you share.
Time.
You know,
Nat, if you're listening, you should do the same.
Well, you know, I've had that conversation too, right? But at the end of the day, everyone needs to make their own decision. But in cybersecurity, okay, this is perfect because this is where it bridges from, you know, doing cybersecurity for big organizations that are mature and have been thinking about this for a while, down to Joe Public.
Yep.
Right? What it comes down to is what is your risk appetite. That's the thing that we have to determine. As an individual human being, you need to decide, because there are certain things that you will choose to give up about your privacy to get convenience. That's basically what we're doing.
That's exactly
We're sharing our personal details in order to get convenience back. Now, if we're sharing our personal details and not getting any convenience back, that's a no-brainer.
Well, that's what we're doing now.
But
Sorry, not getting anything back. Yeah, we're not getting.
You
get
what I'm saying. Yeah, you get what I'm saying.
Yep.
But there's lots of organisations that don't give you any convenience back, but are happy to take your data. We should stop doing that.
Yep.
But even where you're giving up your personal privacy in exchange for some convenience, we should know where we're going to draw the line, right? And that's what we call risk appetite. What is my risk appetite? What is my baseline that I will not go beyond? Yep. You draw that line very cleanly and very clearly for yourself and for your family, and each individual in the family is going to have to make up their mind eventually. But that's the line that you draw, and you say, that's where I'm prepared to go. And then you practice what you preach with everyone that you share your details with online, including Facebook, your friends online, whatever. And don't be mistaken. Like if I share something with you, JP, my friend, online.
Yeah, I don't want everyone to see that.
Yeah. Well, but the fact is that anyone could see that.
Yeah,
because JP could get hacked, I could get hacked, and eventually that gets online or it gets on the dark web. So let's be under no false pretenses that there is any privacy for what you do share online. What you share online stays online. It's there. Someone can access it somewhere, somehow. And that means it could end up all over the web at some point. So that's got to be a very clear understanding. So you set that baseline for risk appetite, and then you deal with everything online with that mind state, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's a great way. And you can look at it like if someone's doing your superannuation, you could be young and full of it and be high risk. And when you get older, you become a lot more selective with where your money's going, because your earning capacity basically shrinks, or depends how life goes for you. But it's a similar thought pattern.
Yes, exactly right.
No, I like it. I haven't looked at it like that.